Hi, I'm Ray McBary. Welcome to this episode of the Southside Showcase right here on KBN Television. Just a couple of months ago, we brought you a special feature right here from Birdsong Books in Locust Grove. And joining me here on the show today is the original owner and founder of Birdsong Books' daughter, Jasmine Atkins. Jasmine, thanks so much for being on the program with us today.
You're so welcome.
Well, we're glad to have you. I know this is your first time being on television, I guess.
Yes, sir.
And no need to be nervous, but we're excited about being here, and we're excited about what God's been doing in your life and in the life of the store, too. And as we get started, those that watched the program several months ago, a couple of months ago now, there have been some changes here at the store, and Jasmine is now the owner of the store. And Jasmine, as I understand it, it's your desire to keep the store going just like Mom started it, and to keep the same vision for the store that Mom had. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
So give us an idea of what Mom's vision for the store was from your perspective.
When Mom started the store, this was during the pandemic. Well, when she got the idea of the store, it was during the pandemic. As all of you know, during the pandemic, everybody was on phones. It was less reading. Mom said we need to put the phones down and we need to read. She had a mouth surgery, and one day she was lying in bed and she got a vision to open up a bookstore. She sent a text to my phone and she said, "A bookstore?" ? I was like, that's right up your alley. So afterwards, she said she wanted to help literacy, child literacy. And she just wanted to spread knowledge to everybody because books is something that she loved. So that's what she wanted to give to people.
Well, that's almost exactly word for word the way she described her vision for the store to me. That original inspiration. I know that from talking to your mom, I immediately found out two things about her. Number one, she loves Jesus.
Yep.
And anybody that met your mom knew that about her.
Yep.
And number two, she has a passion for people to read. And I know your mom, very educated lady,
Right.
but she had a passion for young people, especially, like you said, to understand the importance and the value of reading. Because as she said, if someone can read, they can teach themselves anything.
Anything.
You can totally change somebody's world by not only teaching them how to read, but making them excited about reading.
Exactly. And I'll tell you another thing. Mom, she told me that most books are written for 5th grade level. A 5th grade. Most of these books.
Really?
All of these.
Yeah.
A 5th grader can read it. So it goes to show that you're never too young, you're never too old.
Right.
You can read any book that you want to read.
So really, anybody could walk in here to Birdsong Books and whatever subject they're interested in, we could find them something. We could put something in their hand that they would enjoy, and if we get them started, if we get them hooked when they're young, they're going to want to keep reading.
They're going to want to keep reading. They're going to want to be thirsty for knowledge because knowledge is what keeps you grounded. And, if you start as a kid and you're grounded as a kid, you'll make wiser decisions as you're getting older.
That's right. Well, I know that I've heard from a number of people over the last month or so, asking, is Birdsong Books still open? Is it going to stay the same that it's been, or is it going to be something different? And I've told every one of them, listen, I have met Jasmine myself and talked to her. Jasmine has the same vision for Birdsong Books that Mom had for Birdsong Books. And so if you have been to Birdsong Books in the past, you can be comfortable. It's going to be the same place that it always has been. Jasmine has some exciting things she's going to be adding to it, but this comfortable, friendly environment where you can just come sit, relax, enjoy reading, looking at the books, it's going to be the same comfortable place you've always been to. And so this vision of Birdsong Books and what it is, it's not going anywhere and it's not going to change, right?
No, it's not going to change. It's going to stay exactly the same. We're now on a mission. So,
Now on a mission. I like that.
Yep.
So, what I want to encourage you to do, this is me speaking as the owner of the local television station in Henry County for 20 years. I want to encourage everyone watching the program to just go ahead and watch this program all the way to the end. We have some exciting things we're going to announce at the very end of the program today. But I want to encourage all of you, go ahead sometime in the next week or two and just come by the bookstore. Let Jasmine know that you support the bookstore staying here and buy a book, a brand new book or a pre-owned book, whatever you want to buy, but plan to buy a book while you're here. Everybody can buy a book. The used books start at what price?
$5.
$5.
No,
$3 for the $3.
It starts at $3.
$3 for the softback and $5 for the hardback, right?
$3 for mass paperback,
Okay.
$5 for softback, and $6 for hardback.
For the hardback. Okay. Listen, I have bought a book here almost every time I've ever come in the store, and the used books that I have bought, Jasmine, they're like brand new. You can't even tell they were ever pre-owned before. Anyway, we're going to talk more about the books themselves coming up in the next segment, so don't go anywhere. We've got an exciting announcement, and if you like the Georgia Renaissance Festival, we've actually partnered with the TV station and the Georgia Renaissance Festival. We're going to offer something special to the customers at Birdsong Books for the next month, so don't go anywhere. We'll tell you more about that in just a minute. Welcome back to the Southside Showcase right here on KBN Television. We're at Birdsong Books in Locust Grove. Now, if you've never been to Birdsong Books and you're saying, I don't know where in Locust Grove that's located, it's on Peaksville Road in the American Pie Shopping Center. Everybody that's been to Locust Grove knows where the American Pie Pizzeria is. So we're right next door to the American Pie Pizzeria in the same shopping center. So come on out here, Peaksville Road, to Birdsong Books. Now, Jasmine, before we really dive into this segment, talking about some of the selection of books that you have here in the store, let's talk about this award right here. Now, the store had already won this award when we did the last show, and Mom, I guess, was being humble. She didn't even tell me about the award. Tell us a little bit about this award and what the store won this award for.
Well, the store won this award because Mom ended up getting the Small Business of the Year award, and it was given to her by the Chamber of Commerce. She was given the award on the night that we had that event, so she wasn't able to actually get it that night when they told everybody, but then they announced it again right before she became a member. So they put her on the board of the Chamber of Commerce as well.
That's exciting.
Yep.
That's quite an honor. Small Business of the Year award is no little thing. That's a big award.
Yes, it is.
Well, congratulations to you and Mom and Birdsong Books.
Thank you.
All right, so let's talk about some of the books here. I know the viewers that are watching, I'm calling them readers. Hopefully they're readers. If they're not, we hope they will be by the end of the show.
Right.
There is a huge selection of books here at Birdsong Books. Just about any genre of book you could look for is here. And it's my understanding that if you don't have a particular book here that someone's looking for, you can order books, right?
Right.
So you can get pretty much whatever anybody's looking for. There's no reason for them to go to one of the big bookstores.
Right.
Come to the local, friendly neighborhood, family-owned bookstore.
Yes, sir.
And we encourage you to do that with all your businesses, but especially if you're looking for a book. So I'm going to start out by showing this the journal here, and then I'm going to let you tell about some of the books that you picked.
Okay.
If we have time, we'll talk about the ones I picked off the shelf.
Okay, cool.
So the first thing that I have here is a journal. This is a very beautiful leather-bound journal, and there's actually a selection of about 6 or 8 different choices from which you can choose here at Birdsong Books. But if you have a young person that you've encouraged to start a journal, or if you, perhaps as an adult, keep a journal on a regular basis, they're beautifully bound, and anybody would enjoy being able to write in a journal like this. So Jasmine, these are just very nice. They would make super gifts for someone that likes to keep a journal.
Yes, we get that a lot. People love buying them because they, I guess it has a vintage look to it. So
Yes.
people like the vintage look, and
Yeah.
it's I don't know, it makes them feel different when they're writing that kind of journal.
Absolutely, and there's so most of the time when you're buying a gift for someone, it's so generic.
Right.
Everybody gets the same stuff every time.
Mm.
This is something that's personal, it's unique, and it would be appreciated for years to come.
It
So,
would.
all right, I'm going to set this down out of the way. Why don't you start with the first book that you chose? Tell us about the book and why you chose it.
Okay, so this book right here is called Money, Money, Money. This is a great book for people who have a spending problem and they want to kind of learn how to, get their finances together and build a budget. Money, Money, Money is a day planner that helps you to keep your budgets together so that you are able to be financially stable.
Now, I know that's primarily intended probably for teenagers or young adults, but I know some families that could benefit from, just seeing everything in black and white and helping to plan the family budget from month to month, too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, what you got next?
Okay, this book is called Verity. It's by one of our well-known authors that are here, Colleen Hoover. She's a very, very, very great author. This book is about a woman who is given a job offer by a paralyzed woman, and so she meets the lady, but the lady's paralyzed, and she can't talk, but the lady ends up falling in love with the woman's husband. Then later they find out that the woman's not really paralyzed, so that's the twist that goes on with the book.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
I'm taking it that must be one of your favorite books.
Yes,
All right.
the first page starts off. You get intrigued by the first page, so yeah.
That's a good book that can get you right from the get-go.
From the get-go. This book is a children's book. It's called A Friend Like You, and it's great for, your kids who want to learn how to be a good friend, or if you are in the process of teaching your kid how to be a good friend, this would be a good nighttime book before they go to bed, and so that you can, help them and teach them how to accept others and accept themselves, and also learn that the actions that they have don't just affect themselves, it affects their friends around them as well.
And having good, wholesome stories for children is always a good thing.
Yep. And my last book is a faith-based book. It's called Winning the War in Your Mind, which is it is a New York bestseller, and it is something that is definitely helping me right now. Sometimes life can be stressful, and all of us have a testimony to that. But with winning the war in your mind and understanding that, God will keep you at peace and He will handle all the stresses that are around you, this is just a good book to remind you, other than the Bible,
yes,
that God has you and He has your back, and He will keep your mind at peace when there is a war inside of your mind.
And there is definitely a war going on for all of our minds.
Yes, sir.
Not only is the Holy Spirit inside us if we're saved, but the world, the flesh, and the devil are constantly warring against our mind. And I appreciate what you said. Other than the Bible, that'd be a good book. Nothing beats the Bible, right? It's got all the answers.
Right.
Well, Jasmine has shared some of the new books that are on sale here at Birdsong Books. There is just a ton of pre-owned books that are here. And I want to tell you, I've probably bought probably close to a dozen books here over the last several months. And every one of the pre-owned books I've bought here, Jasmine, they look brand spanking new. Oh, wow. You can't even tell that they're pre-owned. And I've gotten some really good hardback books as well. I have two pre-owned books that I want to share just briefly before we have to end this segment. The first one, I love history. This one is entitled Gods and Generals. For those of you history buffs that have seen the movies, Gods and Generals and Gettysburg and those books from American history, this is the actual author of the book that the movie was made from. And the book is by Jeff Shera. It is brand new, but it's on the pre-owned books. It's a used book, but there are no marks in it. It's a wonderful hardback book, and so you could have this book for $6. And if it's still here, and I haven't bought it by the time you get here. But there are several in his series that are over there, all of them brand new, but you can get them for the pre-owned price of $6 for a hardback book. And then Beth, who works here, that if you've ever been here, you've undoubtedly met her because she's here all the time. I think she lives here most of the time. And I asked her to pick some of her favorites, and she showed me a series of books that are most requested here by an author named Anne Rice, who wrote all the vampire stories that are out, werewolves and all that. There's a whole series of her books that are on the used bookshelf. This is a hardback book for $6, and she has some softcover books over there that are even less expensive than that. So again, I want to encourage everyone watching the show your support for Birdsong Books, and show your support for Jasmine keeping the store open and keeping it the same that it's always been by coming out and just buy a book. If you only buy one book, buy a book here at Birdsong Books. Come out in the next 2 weeks and buy a book. By the way, when you buy a book, you're going to get your name put in a drawing for something very special. And we're going to tell you what that is in the final segment coming up in just a moment. Welcome back to the Southside Showcase. This is our final segment of this show here at Birdsong Books. If you're just tuning into the program, Birdsong Books is here in Locust Grove, Peaksville Road, in the American Pie Shopping Center. And I'm here talking to the new owner of the store, Jasmine. Jasmine, if you would, I guess we finished that last segment talking about the books and everything. We in the past, when we did the previous show, we really didn't have an opportunity to talk about the coffee shop that you have here at the store. Mm. Tell us a little bit about the coffee shop and what you offer here.
As of right now, we offer drip coffee. Coming soon, we'll be offering more flavors of coffee, and we'll also be offering small, refreshments.
Wonderful.
To purchase at the bookstore.
Baked goods.
Yeah, baked goods, yeah.
Wonderful. So you can come have a cup of coffee, eat a piece of cake or cookies or something like that, and just enjoy sitting and reading your book. Right. And I have to say, Jasmine, it is one of the most peaceful, comforting, calm environments of any place I've ever been. I've been to some of those big box bookstores. Right. They don't even come close to the comfortable feeling of coming here to Birdsong Books. And I know that was one of the things Mom was shooting for.
Yes, it definitely was. I hear people come in here, they're like, this is the most peaceful place I've ever been to. It's like,
yep.
And we like to make everybody feel welcomed and to feel loved and to feel at home. And my aunt, she works at the bookstore as well. So, she's like everybody's aunt. You know, so anytime anybody comes, Auntie, she has you. She'll help you figure out what book you need. She'll walk you through things, and that's the type of environment that we have inside the store.
Well, one of the things I really enjoy about coming here, you're always greeted with a smile, right. But you don't have someone who's pushing themselves right. on you. You can just relax, go at your own pace, look around till you find something that you want, and then sit down and read it if you want to.
Right. Yep.
All right, so you've got several exciting things that you are bringing here to the store. You're going to keep the store the way that it already is, but add some new things that people have asked for. One of those things is you were telling me a little bit about a poetry night you want to begin having here at the store.
Yes.
Tell us what your vision is for that.
The vision for that is to have local poets and, poets around Atlanta, or even poets who are not inside of Atlanta. Anybody who is a fan of spoken word, we would love to have those people at the store, because we want to have a place where people can gather and not have to drive all the way to Atlanta, because inside of Locust Grove, it is a far drive. I think it's like 45 minutes.
Yes.
Yep. So and we're right down the road, and y'all can come out and like listen to live music or have the poetry nights and stuff like that. And it's just a real nice and peaceful vibe. And It'll just be nice for everybody.
Yeah, it'd definitely be nice to have something like that on the south side of Atlanta, because having to go back into Atlanta at the end of the
Right.
day and deal with the traffic, that's a nightmare in and of itself.
It is.
So you got the coffee shop here. You're planning the poetry nights,
Yeah.
and I know you were talking about the fact that you have a number of local authors that
Yes.
already have their books here at the store.
Yes.
But you were telling me a little bit about your vision of trying to do something to promote those local authors and let people know a little bit more about them and about their books. What do you have in mind for that?
What I have in mind for that is I want to create a podcast for local authors so that they're able to tell viewers and customers what it is their book is about and how this book will bring value to that person's life, because that is something that each individual is looking for when they come into the bookstore. People come and they grab a book because this book is going to value your life and change your life in some kind of way. And how I want to market, my local authors is by having them be on the podcast that will be on our social media platforms, so that this will be able to, have them to push their book and also have customers to gain.
Yeah,
at the same
absolutely.
time.
And with a podcast, things like that, and with you putting it on social media, that gives the people at home an opportunity to ask questions, participate. Even if it's after the podcast, they can ask questions and just find out more about the local authors and, come in and pick up a book that was written locally.
Right, and that's one more thing. A video lasts a long time.
Yes.
If you go back, like you can go on YouTube right now, there are some videos that have been on YouTube for like 10 years. So 10 years down the line, if you want to purchase a book from Birdsong Books, then the book is going to be here, and the author has already told you about how this book is going to help you.
Right.
So, authors will have their footprint at the store. Even if even if the book sells out, you still know who the author is to go purchase the book again. So
That's great. That's a great idea.
okay.
Well, it's obvious that in addition to keeping Mom's vision for the store alive, you're coming up with some creative, innovative things to just add a new dimension to the store, and it's all for our community and to encourage people to read. And so, Jasmine, I just want to say thank you and congratulations to you on the good things you're doing, the positive things for our community that you're doing already. And we look forward to hearing about more of those things later. Now, I want to say one other thing before we finish out today's show. I'm asking you, and the other business owners in Locust Grove would like to ask you to please come out to Birdsong Books. Let Jasmine know that you want Birdsong Books to stay here for a long, long time, that you support what they're doing here. And I want to ask you to do that by coming out to Birdsong Books and buy one book, even if all you buy is one book. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. The truth is it's hard to come in here and walk out with just one book. But if you can come in and just buy one book, that's all you have to do. But I want to encourage everybody watching the program to come in over the next 2 weeks and just buy a book here at Birdsong Books. They have used books starting at $5. They even have some, I think as low as $3 or $4. And so you can come in and just a few dollars, you can buy a book. For everyone that buys a book between now and May the 7th here at Birdsong Books, at the end of the day on May the 7th, there's going to be a drawing from those that have bought a book between now and then for 4 tickets to the Georgia Renaissance Festival. These 4 tickets are worth a value of about $120, so it's a sizable value. So if you come in here and buy a book for $5, you still get your name put in the hat for 4 tickets to the Georgia Renaissance Festival. You're not going to beat a better deal than that. You'll be supporting Birdsong Books and keeping it right here in our community. We need a local bookstore in our community. And so I hope you'll come out and do that. Come out, buy a book, Peaksville Road in Locust Grove in the American Pie Shopping Center. Jasmine, is there any last thing you want to say before we go today?
To all those who have written letters, dropped off flowers, or have just greeted me with a kind smile, I want to say thank you. And I want to let you know that my family thinks the world of you. And even those who have not said anything, I also want to say thank you. And I'm blessed to have been able to meet any of you.
Jasmine, you're a wonderful lady. We look forward to exciting things here at Birdsong Books, and we look forward to exciting things from you over the years to come, too. Folks, that's going to do it for this show on the Southside Showcase. I encourage you to come by Birdsong Books, buy a book, get your name in the hat for 4 tickets to the Georgia Renaissance Festival, but most importantly, let Jasmine know that you support Birdsong Books being here, staying here for years to come. That's going to do it for today's show.